I'd like to welcome Joe Sparks, the Advanced Technology and Innovation Lead for Commander Fleet Readiness Centers, up to the stage, virtually, of course. Joe, over to you.
All right, thank you, Brian, and thank you to the Fed Supernova team for inviting me to speak this afternoon. As Brian said, my name is Joe Sparks, and I'm the Combat for Sea Advanced Technology and Innovation Lead. And I'm here this afternoon to talk about the NESTT, the Naval Enterprise Sustainment Technology Team. So first, what is the NESTT and why was it formed? The NESTT is a team that has come together because we have common challenges. That is bringing sustainment technologies to the fleet and the fleet maintainers. The NESTT was formed because we recognize that across the Navy depot community, which includes the NAVAIR Fleet Readiness Centers, the Navy shipyards, and the Marine Corps ground depots, that we share many of the same challenges and are working to develop many of the same technologies. Even though we focus on different platforms, ships, aircraft, and ground vehicles, many of our challenges remain the same, and we can learn from each other. We can also work together and save the Department of the Navy resources through economies of scale. Although we originally started as just the Navy depot community, in the last 2 years, the NESTT has grown to include DAS&S, ONR, NAVSUP, and NAVWAR. We have also coordinated significantly with our partner services and have learned from their experiences. Both the Air Force Rapid Sustainment Office and Army Sustainment Battle Lab regularly participate in our meetings. Before I go further, I want to give credit to Steve McKee, who was from NAVSEA formerly. It was his vision that formed the NESTT, and he led the NESTT for more than 2 years. What I'm outlining here today would not have moved forward without his drive and leadership. He is not here presenting today because in August he was promoted to a new position at OSD Material Readiness. So again, thank you very much to Steve for all of your efforts and hard work over the last 2 years in forming and starting the NESTT. So how did NESTT start? In May 2019, subject matter experts from across the Navy depot communities, NAVSEA, the U.S. Marine Corps Logistics Command, and ComFRC came together and identified 8 common focus areas of need. These included expeditionary maintenance, robotic material handling, global parts tracking, and cold spray, along with others. When these common sustainment focus areas were provided to ONR, the Department of Navy SBIR office graciously provided funding to advance the technologies to close these gaps. And in fall of 2019, the SBIR topic 20.1 included these 8 focus areas. And from that topic call, 16 SBIR Phase 1 projects were awarded and managed by the NESTT. To manage each of these SBIRs, the NESTT established triumphants from each system command, along with subject matter experts from the various depots for each project. This has ensured active participation from each system command. As we have progressed forward, we have worked very hard to keep each of the technology projects' technical point of contacts apprised of the enterprise level requirements so that they benefit as many sites as possible. Following the successful selection and kickoff of the 20.1 topics, the Department of Navy SBIR office provided the NESTT funding to manage 4 additional topics under SBIR topic 20.4. These included expeditionary maintenance, metrology, non-destructive inspection, and miniaturized end effectors. This resulted in an additional 12 SBIR Phase 1 projects, bringing the total to 28. From these, 15 projects have continued on to SBIR Phase 2 awards. Most of these were awarded in spring and early summer of this year. From the beginning, we have always kept our focus on transition for all of these projects, and we are continuing to explore many and all options. Ideally, there would be one source of transition funding that we could use across the enterprise, as we are doing for the technology development through the SBIR program, but there is not. Currently, the transition funding primarily exists within each system command. This creates challenges in coordinating the timing and transition between multiple sites. For digital technologies, blockchain as one example, we are working with Platform One, a DoD enterprise tool that can be used by multiple sites. This will allow us to go through the authority to operate request one time rather than multiple times for different systems. 4 of the vendors we are working with are exploring the Platform One option. In addition to the SBIRs, we really wanted to make sure that the NESTT was continuing to focus on the topics and challenges that were most urgent to each of the depots. So last summer, we developed a sustainment integrated priority list based on inputs from each of the Navy and Marine Corps shipyards, fleet readiness centers, and ground depot requirements. Based on the common integrated priority list, we narrowed down to 3 focus areas of need: corrosion, digital tracking, and automated inspection. For corrosion, we developed a combined test plan for corrosion detection below a surface coating that could be used on multiple platforms. For digital tracking and automated inspection, we have aligned the requirements identified to SBIR projects that we are working. One example is the topside drone to provide inspection capability. In the future, we want to continue additional iterations of developing the sustainment integrated priority list using the observe, orient, decide, act process, or OODA loop. We also want to expand beyond the organic depots and begin including inputs from commercial sites as well. Through each iteration, we want to get faster and faster so that capability gaps can be met more quickly. One other thing I want to talk about a little bit is some of the challenges we went through. We are different organizations that's in the NESTT. We're all within the Department of Navy, but as different system commands that participated. And as such, we were organized and aligned a little bit differently. So that created some challenges in that, in finding the appropriate people to go to for certain topics and areas. And sometimes it was hard for us to identify. Another challenge was different funding streams within the different commands and where to go to, particularly for transition funding for projects and how to identify those and where it's at. So that created challenges for us and made it hard for us at times to move forward. One final thing I want to mention before I go to my closing is our work with the SSWG. Over the past year, members of the NESTT have worked closely with the Sustainment System Working Group as the innovation team. We are providing recommendations to the full SSWG leadership team based on what we have learned through the NESTT. They include developing and maintaining a common sustainment technology strategy across the Department of Navy, establishing a common transition funding line for sustainment technologies. In closing, I want to reiterate about how the NESTT has been successful and our plans for the future of the NESTT. The NESTT has been successful because we have grown and strengthened working relationships between the Navy system commands at the grassroots level. And we have developed a common DON level sustainment IPL and identified 3 focus areas: corrosion, digital tracking, and automated inspections, and have developed projects for each of them. We worked together on 28 SBIR Phase 1 projects and pared them down to 15 SBIR Phase 2 projects that are moving forward today. Each of these has subject matter experts from across multiple sites actively participating in the projects to ensure that the results will have a meaningful impact once they are implemented. In the future, we plan to continue development of SBIRs and development of transition strategies. Also, we intend to keep pushing for the opportunity of common funding sources to transition sustainment technologies so that we can implement new technologies much sooner across multiple sites. And finally, we intend to keep developing future iterations of the sustainment integrated priority list and find ways to keep moving through the OODA loop, or observe, orient, decide, and act process. As a final comment, I will note that the sustainment requirements for all of our weapon systems is growing and will likely continue to grow. To drive change, it's necessary to find ways to be innovative and push the boundaries of the system. And that is what the NESTT has strived to do and will keep doing as we move forward. I thank you for your time today and look forward to any questions that may be out there.
What I like about what Paradromics is doing is we're on the leading edge of doing something that's going to dramatically affect patients' lives.